Good evening and welcome inside the Bear Zone for the first time in April. I'm Ben Warwick alongside Rachel Turnock. We've got a great show ahead of us with a few new surprises.
That's right. We'll bring you updates on the baseball series this past weekend, how the softball team is doing, and what's been happening with football.
We also have a very special guest, and we welcome back Michael Nowels to the studio. So don't go anywhere. Bear Zone will be right back on Channel 98. Welcome to Bear Zone. We begin tonight with a bit of breaking news. According to the UNC Sports Information Office and Coach B.J. Hill, 3 players and 2 coaches are no longer with the team. Emmanuel Adu, Paul Garnica, and Bryce Duvier are all leaving UNC and attempting to transfer to other schools, according to Zach Bond in the Sports Information Office. It's also being reported that assistant coaches Ryan Martin and Logan Bean are also leaving the team. In a statement released to Bear News, Coach B.J. Hill said that, quote, Bryce, Emmanuel, and Paul have decided that leaving Northern Colorado is what's best for them and their own personal goals. We, as a coaching staff, wish them the best in whatever they choose next, and will support them in any way we can, end quote. Adu will graduate from UNC this spring and is eligible to play at the Division I level next year. For those of you who love baseball, this past weekend was all about the UNC baseball team. New Jersey Institute of Technology came to Jackson Field on Saturday for a doubleheader. It was a low-scoring game overall. Top of the second, NJIT scored 2 runs off of 2 RBIs. The only run that came from the Bears happened because of a wild pitch scoring Nick Miller. NJIT hit the ball 5 more times after the 3rd inning, but no runs came from it. The mercy rule took over in the 7th, and the Bears fell to the Highlanders 2-1 on Al Leiter Jr.'s 1-hitter. Second game rolling around at about 2:30, and the Bears came in wanting to win. The first sign of offense came from the NJIT with 2 runs in the second. Jumping to the bottom of the 4th, the Bears had 4 runs off of 5 hits. But that wasn't the inning that sparked the Bears. Took off in the 5th with 8 runs off 4 hits. The Highlanders struck out bats in this game when the Bears slid the victory of 16-6.
How much luck did the UNC softball team have with their last home game series? Unfortunately, not much. The Bears hosted the Idaho State Bengals in a 3-game series on April 13th and 14th. Saturday's game was a doubleheader, and UNC lost the first game 9-5. They had an early lead, though, scoring 4 runs in the first inning. A few runs scored here and there by each team happened throughout the game, but the 9th inning belonged to the Bengals, scoring 4 runs and leaving the Bears scoreless. Second game, the Bears just couldn't get their offense going. Idaho State scored 4 runs in the first and 5 runs in the 3rd and 6th inning. The Bears got mercy ruled and lost this one 15-4. UNC was hoping to take at least 1 game out of the weekend. The Bears were out-hit this game 15-5. This game was also cut short, ending in the 7th inning. Bears lost this one 14-8.
The football team is gearing up for a busy summer going into the 2013 season. They played their annual Battle of the Bears spring game this past Saturday. And while aspects of the game looked a little shaky, the blue team, led by Seth Lobato, was able to really take the game. It's always good when your starting QB shows power. Let's hear from Coach Collins, Seth Lobato, and Courtney Hall.
Is to come through it without any further injuries through the spring. I think the guys did a pretty good job. The special teams was a debacle, but you know, we split the team up like that, and you got guys playing out of position and things they wouldn't normally do. It happens. Not that that's an excuse, but it happens. But overall, I'm excited about what's coming back and where we're going into the summer.
Right out of the gates, we drove down the field 10 or so plays and sustained a pretty good drive. You know, like you said, turnovers killed us today, and we just got to work on cleaning that stuff up and even just some reads on our parts and just each individual assignment. We just got to make strides each day.
We picked up a lot from the 2 scrimmages that we had, the 2 previous scrimmages. There was a lot of plays made, and for the young guys, a lot of young guys showed up and showed something else that they didn't show all spring. So it was a big plus.
Should be a good season for the Bears. They'll be fully healthy and looking to contend in a tough Big Sky Conference. Football season informally kicked off at Saturday with, as we just talked about, their annual Battle of the Bears spring game. Now the team has worked out some kinks and is ready to dive headfirst into the 2013 season beginning this fall. To take a look at how the offense is shaping up, we sent out Bear News reporter Jordan Doucette. Jordan?
The football team is looking to build on the momentum they gained late last season, and Coach Ernest Collins thinks their key offensively lies with consistency and quarterback Seth Lobato.
I think a great thing for us is this year that we are going into our second season now. We're going into our third season, but for the second time, we have the same offense. Our quarterback is well equipped to understand our checks and balances that we need on offense to have it great, and we have a lot of people coming back for us. Offense, our quarterback is back, running back is back. We got some top-notch receivers. Our O-line has another unit of their belt, so I'm looking forward to seeing how those guys operate this fall.
It's this man, 6'5" quarterback Seth Lobato, who was ready to lead his Bears to a winning season.
Just preparation each day and attacking each day, and just going from there, learning the scheme each day and just getting better and progressing.
While the offense continues to grow, so does the buzz around campus. Students are anticipating a big season out of the Bears. Reporting from Butler Hancock, I'm Jordan Doucette, Bear News.
Thanks, Jordan. Well, it hasn't been an easy road for the football team. The future is bright. There's no doubt about that.
The Bears' defensive line is working to overcome a couple bumps and bruises from last season. Reporter Melina Hodzik tells us a bit about what the defense line is doing to get ready for next season.
After last season, the Bears ended with a little bit of an injury list. Coach Collins thinks the key to a solid defense this year is getting everyone healthy again.
Get healthy. You know, that last game we had last year, the end of the season against North Dakota, we had 4 starters out on defense. And so we got to get Devontae Chappell healthy. We lost him the first game last year. We got to get Clarence Bumpus healthy. We lost him as well, and Tyler Dogans. We lost him in the 4th game. And so with those 3 guys, we got to get those guys back and healthy and on the field.
Linebacker Clarence Bumpus tells us what exactly we should expect defensively from the Bears.
Basically, we just got to focus on the little things where we left off. We left off pretty strong as far as doing the right things in order to get the win, so hopefully we can pick off on that. The returning guys from that last season just got to step it up and keep it where it is, and the guys like myself that are coming back, we just got to pick up and keep it going.
Everyone's anticipating the football season, and hopefully we pick up right where we left off. Reporting from Butler Hancock, I'm Melina Hodzik, Bear News.
Thanks, Melina. It'll be great to see the defense fully healthy and ready to win some games next season.
Coming up after the break, we'll take a close look at the cheerleading squad and how having no seniors on this season will affect the men's basketball team next year.
Don't go too far. Bear Zone will be right back here on Channel 98.
Welcome back to Bear Zone. Well, on Saturday, the Denver Nuggets started out the NBA playoffs with a bang by beating Golden State at home. Reporter Raymond Jean-Octonier is not surprised at all with the outcome. He was at the Nuggets practice the night before and came away very impressed.
2 months ago, the Nuggets had a grand total of 0 representatives in the NBA All-Star Game. Tell me who's laughing now. One of only 7 teams in the NBA with 50 wins or more. A lock for the number 3 seed in the Western Conference. And let's not forget, home court advantage heading into the playoffs.
We're 30-something and 3 at home, so of course we want home court advantage. And I think that we'll probably win almost every game at home.
It's fair to say that life is pretty good in the Mile High City. But Mark Jackson and the Warriors are looking to crash that party.
Golden State's going to come in here on Saturday and try to steal a game. They're not going to come in here and say it's a home court, this is a tough place to play.
Shutting down superstar Stephen Curry, or should I say, sleep early, eat breakfast, and try your best to slow him down is #1 priority.
Good player, he came in the same draft as me, came out the same year, so it's going to be fun playing against him.
It's going to be a fun one to watch, that's for sure, and I definitely like our chances.
I trust my team that if we continue to play with the passion and confidence that we play with, we will figure out how to win 4 games.
Reporting from Denver, Colorado, I'm Raymond Jean-Octonier, Bear News.
Animal. Ty Lawson and company are going behind enemy lines to play Game 3 on Friday at 8:30 p.m. at Oracle Arena in Oakland. Tune into Altitude TV or ESPN2, but make sure you don't miss out on this one. Well, the football season informally kicked off on Saturday with the annual Battle of the Bears spring game. Now the team has worked out some of the kinks and is ready to dive headfirst into the 2013 season beginning this fall. Take a look at how the offense is shaping up. We sent out Bear News reporter Jordan Doucette. Jordan?
It started off rough. I think we all know that. Non-conference strength of schedule was...
Apologizing for the technical difficulties. We are going to talk about the UNC 2013 schedule that was released by the UNC Athletic Department. First off, the Bears open up at home against Langston University. We have a graphic for you to show you, lay out all of these. They open up against Langston University on August 31st. They play CSU Pueblo in a very big title matchup on September 7th. That game is always a challenge. CSU Pueblo is always in the running for the Division II national title. On September 14th, they go on the road just north of the border to Wyoming before returning home on September 21st to play Northern Iowa and Southern Utah on the 28th. After that, they go out to California to play Sacramento State on October 5th. On October 12th, they visit Idaho State, the Bengals in Pocatello. On October 19th, they return home to face UC Davis. On the 26th, they get a much-needed bye week. On November 2nd, they will play host to Denarius McGee, one of the top quarterbacks in the Big Sky, when they play host to Montana State. On November 9th, they return to the road to face North Dakota, and a week later, Northern Arizona on the 16th, before returning home on November 23rd to face Cal Poly.
The men's basketball team faced a good problem this season. They graduated no seniors. Next season, they don't have that luxury. So how is Coach B.J. Hill approaching that? We caught up with him, Tate Unruh, and Tim Huskisson for the Inside Scoop.
Conference strength of schedule was very difficult, and then you flow right into a conference schedule in which they gave us our first 4 games on the road. It's tough for any team to compete with that, much less a team that came into this season with very little confidence after taking their lumps last year as a bunch of sophomores. So
I think once we found our groove and kind of finished off conference on that big win streak, guys' confidence really grew, and when we were playing with pressure on us, it was really good for us to kind of have to learn to deal with that. And with everyone coming back, it should be a good start into next year. So.
I'm very proud of the way that they responded, winning 7 of our last 9 regular season, 8 out of our last 11 overall. Finishing tied for 4th after being in 7th last year is a big jump. And then making it to the conference tournament semifinals and losing to the eventual champions. These guys showed a great deal of growth, and I'm proud of them for that.
I think having 6 seniors is huge because they have nothing left. So this summer, postseason, where we'll have individuals and those type of things, guys are going to work in the summer, and they're going to bring us all along with them. Try to get our team to where it needs to be to win a Big Sky championship.
The team they have next year, that Big Sky championship, may not be all that elusive. The National Association College Cheer Championship is just around the corner, and our Bears are like their chances. Excuse me, that is the wrong script. The UNC cheerleading squad is all smiles since coming back from the National Cheerleading Association College Gates Cheer and Dance Championship. They were in sunny Daytona Beach, Florida to compete with some of the best in the nation. Our Bears finished 5th in the Challenge Cup and 12th overall in the Intermediate All-Girl 1. This event puts an end to the great season, and tryouts for next year's squad are in 2 weeks. Visit UNCO/cheer for more info about upcoming events.
Winning comes from within, and this is how Bear athletes are challenged to reach new heights every day. Reporter Raymond Jean-Octonier met with strength and conditioning mastermind Dink Williams to talk UNC football and mental toughness.
What's up, Coach? Really nice to see you. It's always nice to see you.
It's always nice.
What brought you into this business?
Once I got to college, I met Joe Jurassic, and Joe Jurassic turned my whole world around. He showed me a side of strength and conditioning that I just couldn't get away from. And once I got bit by that strength and conditioning bug, the only way for me to cure that was to be a part of it.
What's your philosophy?
Anybody can physically get strong. It's the mental approach to the game that makes it unique for me. If I can get inside your head and to get you to thinking mentally, nothing can defeat me. Once I get you thinking like that, the physical aspect of it just fall in line.
If you got something to say for the UNC fan base.
We will attack each day with enthusiasm unknown to mankind.
All right, Coach. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Ray.
What a great pickup for UNC Athletics. Dink is the real deal.
UFC President Dana White said that female fighters have no place in professional mixed martial arts. Well, that's before he heard of Colorado native Kat Zingano. Let's see why.
She's a great wife. She's everything somebody would expect from a wife.
Loving wife and mother, Kat Zingano is one happy family woman.
We definitely wrestle around and roll around a lot. You know, that's kind of how we show affection in our house.
She also happens to be a professional MMA fighter, and believe me, she's not so loving in the octagon.
This is my art, and it's weird to say that because it is a fight. It's very much a fist fight. I am going out there to hit them and hurt them and finish them and make them quit.
Her and her husband, who's also a trainer, both understand the violent nature of this business. Their 6-year-old boy seems to have no problems with it also.
I've come home with a black guy from training before, and he just knows that I'll just say, wow, you know, today I worked really hard. I ended up with one of these, you know, and he's just like, oh, okay, can we watch Barney, you know, something like that.
In the end, family comes first, and the Zinganos may not be your typical one, but they sure are happy, and not so different after all. Reporting from Broomfield, Colorado, Raymond Janoctonye, Bear News.
A man must be big enough to admit his mistakes and strong enough to correct them. Let's just say that Mr. White is smart enough to profit from them. Well, coming up next, we will welcome in Michael Nowels from the Mirror and another special guest later on.
This is Bear Zone on Channel 98.
Welcome back to Bear Zone. I'm analyst Kyle O'Neill alongside Michael Nowels. Mike, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we alluded to earlier some of the recent developments involving our basketball team, specifically the loss of 3 transferring students, Paul Garnica, Emmanuel Adu, and Bryce DeVoy. How does their loss impact the future of the basketball team going into next season?
Well, you know, it's pretty much a one-year issue. Duvier hasn't been playing a ton, but we've got Paul Garnica and we've got Emmanuel Adu, both pretty prominent players on the team, who are both juniors this year, would be graduating next year, or I guess Emmanuel is graduating, but would be running out of eligibility next year. Emmanuel is kind of that defensive presence. He had a pretty strong freshman year, but wasn't able to transfer that into becoming, you know, a key starter on the team. He's kind of stayed in that bench role for the Bears. And then as far as Paul goes, Garnica is really that spark off the bench. He can, you know, put in 18, 20 on a given night when he's really rolling. So they're going to miss that ball handling ability that he has, and that's, you know, that wild card role that he comes in off the bench for sure.
Now, Adu and Duvier are both big men. How is that loss going to affect the depth of the team?
Well, there's definitely going to be an issue with depth. You know, anytime you have a wealth of big men, you know, Duvier didn't play a ton, but he was helpful in that depth. I think they're going to need Tim Huskisson to step up and play maybe a little bit, instead of playing that 3, maybe move up to the 4. Connor Osborne is going to have to step up. His game offensively, definitely. He's a strong force defensively and kind of the quarterback of that defense, but they're going to really need him to be able to pour some more points in rather than, you know, be an assist guy from the high post position.
Maybe the only plus side to this scenario is that there's no seniors on this team. Everyone else is returning. These are the only 3 players that we're losing next season. So hopefully everything will work out fine for the team and improve on last year's record.
Absolutely.
Now, switching gears, talk about some of the ongoings on the football field. The football team, excuse me, just finished their annual spring game. How did the team look?
It looked rusty early, to be entirely honest. They got some kinks worked out eventually, but you know, their early fumbles, second quarter interception thrown by Lobato. He said that, you know, that Courtney Hall, who picked him off, was out of position on the play. I don't know if he was just joking with him or if he was, you know, he actually knows the defensive positioning. But it was a good play by Hall. It worked out for him. I think they were able to really get some things going. I think they're going to be okay next year. the offense generally has a more difficult time in spring games because it takes that that learning the playbook, getting comfortable with the playbook. Defense is more reactionary, where you do have the playbook, you have to be in the right spot, but you're able to see what's developing and react naturally instead of trying to get everyone on the same page, and that's really the more important part of it.
Do students have reason for optimism with this team?
I definitely think so. This team was able to really put a good product out there towards the end of last year. They went on a win streak to close out the season, and I think that they're going to be able to continue some of that success. They have a lot of guys returning. Obviously, you've got Tremaine Dennis, you've got Seth Lobato, and they did lose. They did lose Dominic Gunn, but they have Dimitri Stimfel to hopefully come in and fill that role, and Jace Davis obviously on the other side. Defensively, guys who weren't in the game during the spring game, Devontae Chappell, Clarence Bumpus, Lexington Smith. These are guys who are going to be key contributors that we didn't see in the spring game, but they're going to come in and add quite a bit to this team when the fall comes. So I think they're going to be pretty good this year. It's just getting all their ducks in a row and making sure everyone's on the same page when we bring the injured players back in.
Great. Thanks, Mike. Well, that's all the time we have for analysis. Coming up in just a few minutes, Bear Zone has a special guest here to join us. Stick around.
Welcome back to Bear Zone. Today we're very happy to welcome in one of the best ever on the court, a friend of the show, Lauren Osdike. Lauren, thanks for stopping in.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to see you here. Now, tell us first off, before we dive into some of the more exciting news for you personally, just give us kind of a season recap from your perspective.
This season was fantastic. We've done the best we've ever done in UNC history here, so it was a good way to go out my senior year. We ended up second in the conference and went to Montana and played University of Montana in the championship game. We ended up losing that game, but we made it to the second round of the WNIT tournament and beat Wyoming first round and then lost here. So that was history that was made, and it was a great season. Did really, really well and super close to making the NCAA tournament, but that's how it goes. So it was a great season, really fun, and great way to end my senior year for sure.
And can you just talk about your overall time as just being a Bear, not necessarily on the team, but just here at UNC?
Yeah, it's been the greatest 5 years of my life, and people have been asking me, would you ever change your decision coming to UNC, and I definitely would not have. I've had some of the greatest teammates, greatest coaches. I have 13 best friends on the team, and it's more to basketball than just basketball. The academic support I've had here with being an undergrad degree in broadcasting, and I'm doing my sports administration master's degree right now, so it's been a great blessing, and I've just really enjoyed every single moment of it. And UNC is a great school, and it's just going a lot of places. I really loved it. It was fun.
So you are getting ready to go to China.
Mm-hmm.
You were selected to play in the U.S. All-Star team.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's called Net Scouts All-Stars, and they pick girls from a bunch of different conferences around the U.S. So there's a girl going from Michigan, Northern Iowa, Gonzaga, all of those different types of schools, and we're all basically meeting together, and we're flying into LAX, and we're going to practice there one time, flying out to China, and we'll be playing in three different cities. So we'll be playing 9 games in 14 days, which is going to be exhausting, but we're playing one of the Chinese national teams, the Britain national teams, and one of the Australian national teams. So we'll play each of those teams 3 times kind of thing, and travel around China and go to 3 different cities. We're going to the south side of China, so it's going to be, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great, and playing with a lot of great girls on the team, and it should be fun. I'm really excited.
It's got to be pretty emotional for you, especially leaving on Monday.
Yeah, I know. I'm leaving on Monday. I'm thinking about all the stuff I got to pack and the random stuff I have to pack, but it's going to be fun. I'm really excited. I'm a little bit nervous, but it should be good. I don't know.
I think it's just an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be awesome.
Tell us, now that you've concluded your time as a Bear, tell us what you're looking forward to for the team next year.
Next year, they're going to be awesome. I said this in our banquet, that I'm sad to leave this program because to see where it's gone since my freshman year till now is unbelievable. My freshman year, we didn't even make the conference tournament. We were finishing 8th in the conference, and now they're finishing 1st and 2nd. So they've got a very, very promising future here at UNC, and they're just going to keep getting better recruits, and they have a very, very bright future ahead of them. And I'm joking around with them like, one of these days you're going to get in the NCAA tournament. You're so close. So Yeah, I'm really excited for them, and I'm excited to see what they have in the future. They still have a lot of great players on this team and getting more and more in, so yeah, it should be good.
And can you just talk about Coach White for a second, just your relationship with her and just being able to play for a team that she's coaching? What has that been like for you?
It's been great. Coach White's been nothing but supportive of me and my academics, and her and Coach Johnson were the ones who recruited me, so Coach White's been here ever since I've been here with the coaches, and you have to give all the credit in the world to Coach White to, like I said, where this program has come from. And, you know, they put in so much hard work and effort every single day for us, and they really bless us with a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't have the opportunity to play college basketball. So I'm very thankful to have her as a coach. I mean, not just basketball-wise, she's very, very personable and always wants to know what's going on in your life and, you know, just making sure that everything's going fine, and just really cares about you just way more as a person than just basketball-wise. So she's been great, and I want to thank her for everything she's done for me and all the coaches here. It's been one heck of a ride. It's been fun.
So after you get back from China, you've got your bachelor's in broadcasting, you get your master's in sports administration. Where do you go from there?
Good question. I'm asking myself the same thing. But I'm actually thinking about playing overseas next year. I've talked to a couple of agents, and I know there's going to be more agents in China too. So I'm going to see where that kind of leads me. I think it'd be fun to just go overseas and play for a year and just kind of experience it and travel and meet a lot of different people and different cultures. And so I'm thinking about doing that. But if that doesn't fall through, either doing a career in sports broadcasting or sports marketing, public relations kind of thing. So
Sounds
I got
incredible.
a lot to figure out here soon. But
Sounds incredible, everything. Well, we need to get out to a break right now. So let's do that, and when we come back, you're going to join us for a quick one more goodbye before she's going to send us out this week. So come on back with us.
Welcome back. We're about out of time for this week, but seeing as Lauren here used to be a sports anchor around here, we thought it'd be fun to have her send us out this week.
It's been a lot of fun having you back. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your busy schedule to come out to your old stomping grounds. And don't forget us. You have to be sure not to forget us when you go be awesome at the next level.
Thank you. For Ben Warwick, Rachel Turnock, and everyone here at Bear Zone Studios, I'm Lauren Osdike. Good night.